it's rainy and windy. Well, good morning, guys. It's Friday, May 31st. Yeah, tomorrow's the first day of June. Got light drizzle going on today. It's actually pretty cold, too. I never looked at the temperature, but it's not that warm. We got all of our seeding done there yesterday on the last video, so that's good to go. Except for the corn, of course. The corn we haven't done yet. We're just waiting on the planter, basically. The field's ready to go. We'll disc it again before we plant, but yeah, it's just a matter of waiting for the planter because we're borrowing it from another farm, so we gotta wait for that. But yeah, the alfalfa, Timothy, peas, whatever, that's all done. So well, I shouldn't say all done. We probably have a few buckets of rocks left to pick off that field that we did yesterday, I guess, in the last video. But that can wait for now. The rocks are no big deal. I'll pick that off maybe tomorrow. We'll see what goes on. Just like drizzle today, like I said, Friday. I was looking at the forecast there a few minutes ago. Tomorrow is supposed to be half decent of a day, I think. So if we don't get too much rain today, should be all right, as long as it stays at a light drizzle. I'm hoping to get my little garden tilled too. I was working at my little Massey Ferguson 10 garden tractor there last night. I need to pick up a few parts for it. Well, like I said, it doesn't really fit into my schedule. I was going to pick up a few parts for it tomorrow afternoon, or evening, I should say. And if I want to till it tomorrow, might have to see what I can fabricable together to make it work, I guess. And then we'll worry about the parts later. So, yeah. Not that I need to get a big rush on to till or nothing. I got no seeds or anything like that yet, but I just like to make sure it's working and get a pass done on it. The forecast says we're supposed to get 25 to 35 millimeters of rain on Sunday, which I believe is around inch and a half of rain, so that's going to be great. Should work out all right, I would say. Yeah. Anyway, right now I got to fill this silage cart up, and I don't know, not much else going on really. Drizzly rainy day. Dad's gone into town for some stuff, so I'm home alone. So anyway, yeah, if I find something interesting to get up to, I'll fill you guys in for sure. Whoa, did you guys see that? Whoa. Weird. Alright, we got that cart filled. Let's put the tank to wash. Yeah, pretty uneventful. Never even had to go up the silo. So, can't complain about that. Anyway, it is, like I said, 11 o'clock. I think I'll go check out my garden for a minute, and then we'll head down and look at that 10, see what we can do with that. Thought I'd take a minute to check out the rock situation in the garden here. Don't want to wreck anything. Won't be tilling it today. Nothing really big. I would say just some small stuff. Big one over here. Whoa! Another one. Nice. I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out as it's so dark, but my cat Luna, she's black. You've seen her in some other videos. She had kittens, and I'm pretty sure, like 99.9% sure, they're in here somewhere. She's got them hid on me, and I'd love to find them, but she won't come out. There's a cat up there hanging out on top of the bales, but yeah. Sometimes they'll hide them in places like in between bales and stuff, so I've kind of been looking in there, but I haven't seen them yet. Whoa. Again? What a weird day. Still no kittens though. We'll have to keep looking. I have to abort that mission for today. I really don't feel like climbing up on the hay when nobody's around, so kittens are safe for another day. Well, they're safe, period, but find them. Rascals. I don't know why she does that. She's so friendly, then she hides her kittens on me. Yeah, that's very nice. Alright, so this is the 12, not the 10, but it's pretty much the same thing, so well, actually it's totally different at the same time, but anyway, this tractor I've been doing a video on for my other channel, Mac's Workshop, and that'll go up there probably within a week or two. But this tractor is rigged up so that the key switch sends power to the ignition, basically, and then there's push button start on it. The other tractor has push button start also. It had a push-pull type switch on it, which broke, unfortunately. So I just need to find a toggle switch to turn the ignition off and on, basically, so I can shut the tractor off. And then that should work. I am missing the little end terminal for that goes into the coil, but I stole another wire off something else to get around that. Just what goes in right there, basically. And I got a condenser on it and whatnot. So I just need to find a switch. Well, here we go-ish. I just need to find a switch that I can use. These are all pretty small. I'll find something. Well, I kind of got sidetracked on the tractor project, but I got this carburetor back together. Top screws are a bit long, but that's okay, they don't hurt nothing. I change out all the screws on these when I take them apart now. The factory screws that come on them are what look like Phillips head, but what many people don't know is they're not actually Phillips. They are called JIC, which is some kind of a weird Japanese almost Phillips thing. So that's why they strip so easy with Phillips screwdrivers. So I don't have any JIC screwdrivers. I've never even seen them for sale here. I think you'd have to order them special somewhere. So I just ordered like a box of 100 little stainless steel Allen head screws. I need to buy some more that are shorter too, though. These are the correct size for the bottom of these carburetors, but the top ones are shorter. So yeah, I just switched them out with the Allen head. They're a lot better and stainless. They don't get stuck in there as bad. So anyway, this is ready to go back on that blue 300 that I got dropped off at my place last week or week before, or whatever it was. Just waiting on this rust converter stuff to convert some rust on that crap there. But anyway, you may have noticed, well, there's no way I didn't notice, but couple clips there. I miraculously found the can of soda. So what that's all about, folks, kind of silly, but there's a channel I've been watching lately. It's called 10th Generation Dairyman. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to that guy's channel. It's pretty cool. I don't know how much a shout out from a little pissant channel like mine is going to help him out, but it'd be interesting for you guys to watch anyway. He's a dairy farmer. I'm not sure where he's at, in the States somewhere, milking about, I don't know, 200 cows or something like that. So it's always interesting to see other operations and how they work and whatnot and stuff like that. So I thought it was a cool channel. You should check it out. He always does that. I shouldn't say always, but most of his videos I've seen, he somehow finds a can of Mountain Dew or whatever. So that was my way of giving a shout out, I guess. So yeah, so it's just about dinner time, like I said. So I'm gonna grab some lunch and see what else we can up to. I guess I'll probably finally have my can for lunch too. Well, not gonna eat the can for lunch because that'd be kind of hard on the digestive system, but you know what I mean. Alright, here's the tin I've been talking about. Well, that's the hood. There's the rest of it. So you can see the yellow paint all over it. That's the color all the silver is supposed to be. I don't know why I'm laughing. Anyway, I need to fix up that fuel line that goes through here and comes out here. And that's the coil I put on. I just need to find another end for that spark plug wire. I got a wire here, but it's got no end on it. So I stole that wire off my other tractor. And I need to run a wire from here to 12 volt power and put a switch on it. So just a few little things and it should be ready to till. There's the tiller here. Quite the unit. You probably can't see nothing anyway. GoPro's sucking low light. I think it's 38 inches wide. I have to measure it though. $39. So yeah, it's probably 38. The shield outside of it is 39. So 38 inch tiller. You can see this piece here is an extension on it. That's optional. Standard width on them is only 22, I think, and a 16-inch extension. That sounds right. So yeah, it'll till a pretty wide path, but the tractor's only 10 horsepower, so it kind of struggles a bit. It'd be better suited on the 12 that I got, but anyway. Oh my. Gotta wait on some parts and then we can finish this up. So this afternoon I thought it'd be kind of fun to look back through some of my comments on the older videos. I think I had mentioned before that I was going to read a few comments on the videos, and I might as well do it now. Alright, first comment is from a regular subscriber, Jan Kotza. He always leaves a comment on my videos and whatnot, and I enjoy reading through them. So he says, "Your white with the Cummins runs well. Seems you like to drive it. It was a great buy, I guess. Great video, Mac." So I replied in the video, but yes, I do like the white. The white is probably my favorite of our tractors for a few reasons, but the main reason is the cab on it is more comfortable for me, I find anyway, than the 3000 series. Like, I could disc just as easily with the 3070, although it does have the plow on it right now, which is one of the reasons I didn't. But the white seems to be the go-to tractor anyway. But I find with the 3000 series, just the way the gear shifts are placed in the cab, I just find it very difficult to shift It's just not as comfortable. And then the 6710, the white, the gear shift is further over inside the cab, like it's not at your legs. So I kind of like it a little bit better for that. And the hydraulic levers in the white, they're kind of over further, like you don't have to reach for them necessarily, but they're just kind of like there. Whereas the 3070, I find they're close into the seat, so I kind of have to twist my body a bit to get at them and whatnot, which isn't a big deal. I mean, when you're discing, you're not using the hydraulics a whole lot, but that's just a few reasons. I just find the cab more comfortable in the white. Plus, the white has the air seat in it, so the air seat is generally a little bit more comfortable than a regular suspension seat like the 3070 has, which isn't a real big deal. And the last thing I would say, the white has a Bluetooth radio in it. When we fixed up the white the first time there a couple of years ago, I put I can't remember if it's a Kenwood or a Pioneer, it doesn't matter, but it's got an aftermarket deck in it, and it's got the Bluetooth on it and all that stuff, so I can just connect my phone to it and play music or podcasts or whatever like that. The 3650 has the same thing in it, but we just don't use that tractor very much, so I'll probably end up putting one in the harvester too. I really like the better head units, you know, for what they cost these days, $70 or $100 for one. It's not a bad investment if you're going to be spending a lot of time in the cab. So I actually missed a couple of these comments, looks like. Jeff Raymond, you put attachments on your loader the same way I do, one side on, the other side hanging. That's funny. Yeah, well, in the 3070 you can't actually see anything in front of you at all, so that's pretty much how it goes. But it was kind of uneven there, so I hooked one side of the rock bucket and drug it out a little bit further. It seemed to work better, but yeah, it's a pain to get it on, I find, anyway. Plus, I don't use the tractor. Like, Super Dave is pretty regular with their 3070 with the loader on it. He's kind of, well, he owns that tractor, so he uses it a lot more than I do, or my uncle does either, for that matter. So, yeah, when he or I get in it to put something on the front loader, it's kind of a shit show, so that's funny. Northern Wisconsin farming. I see the rocks did not miss a breeding season. Dad's farm was rocky. We called them sex stones because, man, could they reproduce. Yeah. You don't have to plant rocks over and over again. They just keep popping up. Never ending. I don't know how I missed those comments. I try to read every one, and I usually reply, or at the very least I'll like it and hit the whatever you call it, the love the comment button. But sometimes I miss them. Some of the comments on the other videos too. I got those like the case versus deer videos up, and some of the comments on those are pretty funny. I don't know if they're worth reading or not. The Atlantic Dairyman. Hey, if you're ever down the Shuby-Stewiacke area, you should hit me up. I can take you around to see some of the local dairy farms. That'd be right on. Down here we're kind of out of the way, so I don't get to see many other dairy farms. I don't even know how many I've ever been on. Like one, maybe? Probably. I've probably only ever been to one other dairy farm, like in person. I can't recall ever being to anyone else's. Land clearing, yeah, maritime farmer. You're gaining on the land clearing, Scott. There's no fast way to clear land, that's for sure. Just put in the seat time. Yeah, that's true. It's slow going, land clearing. Like, there is I won't say quicker ways, but I mean, if you had two guys out there, one with a excavator, another one with a dozer with a root rake on it, that'd be pretty much ideal. Like, one guy could dig up the stuff with the excavator, and the other guy could push it with the dozer. That would make it go a lot faster, but we just don't have the manpower to do something like that, and we don't have a dozer either. So, I mean, we just gotta work with what we got. That 160 Attache is pretty good. I mean, little by little you get through it. So, just pick at it here and there. That's all you can do. James O'Brien. The clear land turned out very nice. What'll you seed it down to? So that stuff there, I'm thinking we're probably gonna. I commented on this too in his comment, but I'm thinking we're probably gonna do the same thing we did with the other field that we last cleared. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, maybe longer than that even. But the dirt field, as I called it in a lot of the videos. That one ended up being seeded to, I think it was just straight Timothy, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I can't remember now. I don't remember seeing anything else in it other than Timothy, so that's probably what it is, which makes good hay. So that'll probably be what it is first, and then later on maybe something else. I don't know. But first crop Timothy. Timothy's pretty easy to grow, so you should go with that first. But I don't know what kind of like nutrients and whatnot that soil needs. Like just being treed land previously, it might need lime and stuff too. Like it really should be tested and then go from there with it. But usually we just plaster it with cow shit and seed something in it and hope for the best. The Haven Family Farm. If you had a thumb on that excavator, clearing would go faster and be easier. How do you like the fertilizer spreader? I have seen models like that and wondered how they worked. So that's a regular viewer too and commenter. He has a nice channel. You should check that out. DeHaven Family Farms. But yeah, thumb on the excavator would be a big help, but that's also a big cost too. We definitely looked into it when we got the machine at first. But even a mechanical thumb for a 160 size machine, you're looking at about $5,000–6,000. It seemed like, from what we've seen. Anyway, I mean, we're kind of always looking on Kijiji and whatnot, trying to see if we can find something off and on. I mean, sometimes we're not looking or whatever, but off and on we're looking for like a thumb. Ideally, you'd find a machine like a 160 Deere or 160 Attache. That had a hydraulic thumb on it that was going for salvage or something like that, where you could rob the parts off it and put a hydraulic thumb on ours. But yeah, hydraulic thumb wouldn't leave much of $10,000 if you were going to buy it new and all the plumbing and everything. So stuff for the excavators, man, it's just so expensive. It's just insane. It's crazy. Like if you think that stuff for farm tractors and that is expensive, you should try dabbling in the construction industry a little bit, because oh man, is stuff ever expensive. It's crazy. Like we did that final drive in the excavator last year. I think it was probably, I can't remember exactly. It was somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 to fix that. But if you look up what it costs to buy a new final drive unit for that machine, it's like $15,000 or $20,000. So yeah, construction stuff is just crazy money. So yeah, a thumb would be nice, but just not in the budget right now. We're already pretty deep into that machine anyway, so maybe something for the future down the road. As soon as you're working all right anyway, as it is, like, it's not too bad. And yeah. And as far as the fertilizer spreader goes, that's a Vicon. I don't remember the model number of it or anything like that. It's a pretty good spreader. I mean, it's not really big enough. It's a half-ton spreader. We'd rather have a 1-ton spreader, and we get 1-ton bags. So our fertilizer comes in those bags, like, well, everybody's familiar with them, I think. The plastic bags or whatever, they're like a one-time use bag. So our fertilizer places here, they won't take them back. Once they're used, once they're done. So it kind of leaves us with a lot of garbage around. I really just can't stand it myself, but nothing you can do with them really. So we got 18 tons of fertilizer this year. Or no, we got 16 tons. We got 16 tons of fertilizer this year. So that's 32 bags, half-ton bags, 32 half-ton bags. And if we had a 1-ton spreader, we could cut the bags in half, so that would be a lot nicer, I think. But yeah, that's the only real complaint with it. I haven't had to do too much to it as far as maintenance goes. I mean, it's always kept inside. After we spread fertilizer in the spring every year, when it's done, we take the plastic hopper out of it, power wash the whole thing, oil it up, and then put it back in the barn, right, until next year. So it stays pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of rust on it here and there and stuff, but I think if you take care of it, it'll last a long time. It's a pretty good spreader. As far as like consistency and whatnot goes, I mean, I couldn't really tell you. It seems to work all right, but we're not doing any precision agriculture here, so it kind of is what it is. So anyway, let's see what else we got. 100 views is better than 10. Farmer J. Howell. Chris Harding. Chris Harding says, do you not have hedges on your farm? So, here in Canada, or at least here in Canada, I don't know about other parts of Canada, but from what I've seen, I've lived here and I've lived in Alberta and I've been all around BC. So hedges aren't really a thing here like they are in the UK and whatnot. Like I watch quite a bit of like the Funky Farmer and George Saunders and what's the other guy, Lord Muck. I watch their videos quite a bit, and I've noticed that a lot of the fields, or almost all the fields basically, have like hedgerows around them, kinda. And yeah, we don't really have that here. That was never really a thing. We have fences where there's pasture and that, but there's really no hedges here. You might see the odd field with something like that, but no, it's not really a thing here. So no hedges. AK Wayne S, another regular viewer and subscriber. This is a week ago he posted this. No hurry with the fence. Doesn't look like the grass is growing fast enough to turn the cows out yet. That was a week ago that he commented that. I'm pretty sure that the video was like 4 or 5 days old even at that point. And now, a week later, or almost 2 weeks later, the grass still isn't ready. Let the cows out. It's crazy. We're probably 2 weeks behind. So yeah, we're probably about 2 weeks behind on the grass yet. Maybe another week's time there'll be enough grass if we get some heat. Put the cows out on pasture, but just a waiting game right now. Silage will be behind too, unfortunately, but that's just the way she goes some years. Well, guys, I guess that'll be it for me today. Gonna work on that 300 for a little bit here, and then it'll be time to do the chores and whatnot anyway. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, hit that like button, and subscribe if you want to. See you later, guys.